The iconic Red Wing 875 in Oro Legacy is the bootmaker's most popular boot. This oil tan leather is actually a relatively recent addition to their lineup and serves as a callback to the beginnings of the Iris Setter brand of their footwear. What you might associate with Oro Russet today was actually more similar to this orangish Oro Legacy, but some 70 years ago. This leather patina is in a famous way, where the orange gold color transforms into a deep red one with time and wear. In the realm of restoration, it begs a question on how to maintain the boot, and if color corrections should be made to recapture the gold hues. A short answer is no. In this video, we'll go over 2 ways to care for 2 tones of the 875 Moc Toe and embrace the patina. Let's start with the red patina pair. You'll need a few things. Orange leather dye. I'm using Angelus, it's quite affordable. Some alcohol for dilution, a small cup, gloves, and masking tape. Make sure your boots are already clean with saddle soap as well. If you see my other videos, you know the drill. Masking tape over the Moc Toe and welt stitching, but also the outsole. It keeps the white thread clean and gives you more confidence while dyeing. Preparation usually takes the longest time in many things in this world, like prepping a car for a paint job, but it ensures a great outcome. With the taping complete, it's time to prepare the dye. If this is the first time using dye, or if it's the first time using this particular color of dye, it doesn't hurt to dilute it with some alcohol first. This gives you more margin of error to overcome that result with a correct dye color, or make it easier to remove with a solvent like acetone. But always exercise caution with something like acetone, as it will remove any coloring, not just the dye's color. I'm going to be using my gloved hand to apply the dye, but feel free to use the wool dauber that might come with the dye kit. It's all the same to me, really. The alcohol content of the dye will make the leather look wet, but alcohol evaporates pretty quickly. I recommend waiting about 30 minutes to an hour to assess the results of the first application. Repeat applications the same way with the same drying time. If the color you achieved is quite bright, you'll usually find that applying conditioner will greatly darken the dyed areas. What we're trying to accomplish is to get rid of any of those grayish colored leather areas that comes with wear, with the hopes of creating a darker but more tonal leather instead. In the case of the Red Wings 875 Oro Legacy, the parts of the upper where the color has been dyed orange, in the darker portions of the leather, they will become a darker red color after conditioning and a polish. With the dyeing finish and the boot thoroughly dry, we will condition the leather with Bick 4. Bick 4 is usually known for not darkening the color of a boot, but in this case, because I had to clean it so deeply, it's lacking a lot of its natural oils. The Bick 4 and Venetian shoe cream that follows will darken the boot, as you're already seeing. By the way, if you just recently cleaned your boots like I did, I recommend conditioning the tongue as well as you can because it will feel quite uncomfortable if not sufficiently conditioned. The patina shows really strongly in the toe, per the usual, and these deep gradients of red of Oro Legacy are what many hope to achieve one day with their own 875s. Depending on your usage, it can be under a year's time when you start seeing the red come out of the leather. Exposure to sunlight plays a pretty large role in the patining of the boot. If you care and baby them, you can maintain a lot of the orange coloring though, and you'll see that in a second pair of boots that we work on later in the video. After 15 minutes to half an hour, we'll brush the boots with a horsehair brush to ensure the Bick 4 is absorbed evenly. Let's begin applying the Venetian shoe cream as the next step. We want to use this product to give the boots an easily achieved shine, but it also further conditions the leather at the same time. Shake the bottle thoroughly. I will again use a gloved hand to apply the product. The deeper the Oro Legacy's color, the more pronounced the depth will be with the Venetian shoe cream. If you want to use a mirror polish in your boots, you can, but it's rather difficult to maintain the polish on the areas that move and flex. With Venetian shoe cream, you can quickly just brush the flex points should the wax flake off. With a mirror polish, you'll need to heat up the affected area and buff with a cloth thereafter. Venetian shoe cream benefits are all about ease of application and maintenance. I'm being rather generous with the amount I'm using here, but I have a quart of the product, so feel free to be more conservative and apply additional coats only as needed. Letting the boots dry for another half an hour means we can brush them to a polish. It won't take a lot of time, as you see, to get there. Horsehair brushes aren't all made the same, and there are ones with finer hair thickness, and that should be your finishing brush for this step. You can also consider a goat hair brush should you be able to source one of good quality. And we'll call it finished for the redder version of the Red Wings 875 Oro Legacy. Here's the lineup again for your comparison. The middle of the three will be our next subject. It is rather typical of the classic Moc Toe that is well used, but maintaining its orange tones. For the orange patina boot, we'll be using pigmented shoe cream, and in this case, I'm recommending the brand Boot Black in their color of mid-orange cream. They are a Japanese brand of leather care products, and this cream in particular can be purchased on Amazon.com. It looks bright orange, but as you saw earlier in the video, once conditioner is applied to the leather, the color on the surface darkens substantially. And just like the preparation work we did before, we'll be doing the same for these boots. Cover the Moc Toe stitching, the welt, and the outsole with masking tape. Usually shoe cream would follow conditioning, but this time around, we'll apply a thin coat of the Boot Black cream first, and it will be to the areas where the color has been affected only. Then I'll let the boots dry for an hour. The next step is conditioning with Bick 4, and I'll be applying it gently with a gloved hand. Again, I'll be generous with the amount I use, as the boots were deeply cleaned. After letting the boots sit for about 15 minutes, let's use more shoe cream, which will be giving us the polish effect that further enhances the patina. Apply the product over most of the upper. I don't use shoe cream on the tongue though, as it won't hold well in areas that move and flex. Wait 30 minutes for the cream to dry, and finish the boots with another good brushing with a horsehair brush. I'm only applying one coat here, but feel free to apply more to achieve the effect you desire. I recommend successive applications of the shoe cream are only done to the areas of leather that have stiffeners, such as the toe and the heel. After waiting about 15 to 30 minutes for the shoe cream to dry, grab your horsehair brush and polish to a medium shine. As far as technique goes, it's not about pressure, it's about speed, so you're just letting the bristles kind of glaze over the surface of the leather at the highest speed you can. All done. With the orange patinaed version of the Red Wing 875 complete, here's the lineup of the three shades of Oro Legacy again. Should you have not been able to compare these side by side before, perhaps you're seeing why this version of the classic Moc Toe is so popular, maybe the most popular in the world of heritage boots. They age in such a unique way that some would prefer the patinaed boot over a new one. Not surprisingly, many try to accelerate the aging of their boot with boot oil, which darkens the orange immediately and significantly. But to achieve the gradiented and varied red tones, time and use is the only answer. Thank you so much for watching.